This is the first time that I talk to a camera directly without any texts prepared. So I really want to talk about some changes that I observed in past 10 years about China. 10 years ago, I was in university. My major is law, so many professors, they really loved to talk about and compared the different legal systems and political systems between China and the other Western countries. And so obviously many of them, their opinion was the democratic system is much better than what China had. There were so many different voices in campus, because I still remember that there was a professor who taught Marx ideology, but she spreaded the Christian in every class, and she played the Christian songs in class. So it was very interesting, and the atmosphere of in the campus was very lively. But it's about when I was on my third year, the Beijing government, they said if you are the member of the party, you are not allowed to talk about the central government. You are not allowed to talk about the politics publicly. So in campus, the professors, they gradually shut up, so it was became no voices at all. And later, I think shortly, Trump, the President Trump, he started the trade war between the U.S. and China. So it's understandable that Chinese people really hated the U.S. government, hated Trump, and I still remember that I could see Trump on news every day. He talked about China nonstop. We Chinese people, we don't distinguish the party and the country. So Chinese people hated Trump, then they hated the U.S. and they thought our government, our country was the best. And a few years later, I think it's still in 1 or 2 years, it's very shortly, the pandemic started. It was first happened in China, but we could see that the Chinese government, they controlled the spread of pandemic effectively. And but on the other side, especially in the U.S., I can still remember the figures, the data chart every day. It was this, because in China CCTV, the central Chinese news, they reported the people who died of COVID every day. So you could see that on the one hand, the Chinese people's life were kind of peaceful, but on the other side, in Canada, in US, and in the Europe, it was such a mess. So during that time, Chinese people loved the country, loved the government very much. It was true. I can feel it was a real inner feeling. But later, I didn't know why. It seems that the Chinese government, they had addiction on controlling people, because there was only 1 or 2 people who were found of COVID in one day, but they already got used to the strict measures on controlling people. So they even though the pandemic was already controlled, they like still prefer to lock people like in their small places. Like they locked every front door of the high buildings, and so there were many bad news every day. For example, like there are some a woman who were pregnant, but they were not allowed to get out of the building. They are not allowed to go to the hospital. So yeah, so it was very bad. And I still remember like an old woman who was cleaning the building, but suddenly like someone in the neighborhood was found of COVID. So they demanded the old woman to sleep in the the toilet, to and like to quarantine like for 14 days at least. So like I think it was the December of 2022, like people like couldn't take it anymore. So like many people like you can see like many social media accounts online, like they started to say something like bad about the government, and they complained about the government, the like hard measures, and they asked for freedom. And like even in Beijing, like I think it was a middle-aged man. He wrote something bad about the government, the Beijing government, and the presidency. And so like people had a protest, and the measures were released gradually, but it was forbidden to like talk about that thing. And many social media accounts were blocked, even like including some celebrities. So that's it. It's like it was drama. And like today, like the situation like changes again. It's like I still remember that like even like my parents like a few years ago, they always said like you should come back to work, and because like China, like we have a happy life, you don't need to stay abroad. But now like with such a high like unemployment rate, and you can see like even in some developed cities, like there are many like so many people are jobless. And it's like from the young person to the last generation, the like older people, they all talk about the bad economic situation in China. And I think everything was started from the collapse of the real estate industry. Like it's just like over one night, like the government came out some regulations which mean that like it's hard for many real estate companies to get a loan from banks. So like suddenly it's like a domino effect. Like many companies, many like real estate companies, they just they went bankrupt suddenly. And so there are many high buildings that are unfinished, but like they're already sold out. So like we like normal people, we need to pay the mortgage every month, but it's like impossible like forever that like we could like live into the building. It's impossible. So, and after the collapse of the real estate, the education, like the tutoring industry like collapsed too. It's like everything like was also because of a policy. Like the government just said like it's not allowed to find a tutor outside of campus. So like many the tutor institutions, like they were searched and like by the government, and they had to close. So like many tutors like outside of campus are also jobless. like many like construction workers are jobless. So like even in my hometown, like it's a like very small city. Like I can hear about that, like the biggest private company local there, like they couldn't pay the salaries for the workers. So it's very hard to everyone. Very hard for everyone, like from the top to bottom, from the like CEOs to the base, like the lowest workers. So now, like I observed from online that like people started to realize that like our government is not good enough. Like it's because like our like normal persons, like we should focus on our daily life. If we can't leave, like no matter you like how much you talk about like how bad are the countries are, like how many like wars are happening in other countries, like we don't care because like we don't have enough money to live, to survive. Like, and you can observe from the birth rate too, like it started to fall dramatically like 2 years ago, I guess. But actually, like when I saw the job for the first time, I was I even guessed that like maybe it was because of the pandemic, like so people were like locked at home and people couldn't go out to like find a job, so like they didn't have the plan to have a baby. But like it still like jobs like even today. So it's true, Chinese people do not have like passion for tomorrow. Like everyone like realizes that like it's hard to live in the country.